Kyösti Kallio, born in the northern Finnish town of Ylivieska in April 1873 and died in the Finnish capital Helsinki in December 1940, served as the fourth president of Finland from 1937 to 1940. He was a prominent leader of the centrist Agrarian Union, or Agrarian League, the predecessor of today's Finnish Centre Party, and served as prime minister for 4 times and speaker of the parliament 6 times before becoming president. His original first name was Gustav. His father was a farmer and a prominent local politician. He was elected to the medieval or Middle Ages based Diet of Finland as a member of the Estate of Peasants in 1904. He joined the Agrarian Union in 1906 and became one of its prominent leaders, and became even a senator or a cabinet minister in the governments of Social Democrat Oskari Tokoi, Young Finland later conservative or national coalitioner Per-Eivin Svinhufvud, and another national coalitioner Juho Kusti Paasikivi. During the Civil War in Finland in the winter and spring of 1918, he hid in red-dominated Helsinki because he was at least nominally on the white side and therefore a class enemy. Afterwards, he became a moderate peacemaker and disapproved of retaliation against the Reds. The poor people's cause was close to his heart. His dream was a Finland where people across ideological and party lines would work together for the common good and would be willing, in case of war, to defend Finland together. In 1922, his greatest achievement, Lex Kallio, or Law Kallio, was passed. It allowed the state to buy land to encourage new settlements and to let the former tenant farmers and other landless rural people to buy small farms. He did support prohibition in Finland and was dismayed when it was repealed in 1932. He was an anti-communist, but he resorted to legislative methods, and when the violent far-right Lapua movement asked him to become its leader, he refused and was instead subjected to their death threats. In February 1937, he was elected the Finnish president as a compromise candidate because both the right-wing incumbent president, Mr. Per-Eivin Svinhufvud, and the liberal former president, Mr. Kaarlo Juho Ståhlberg, were considered as 2 polarizing candidates. He took the role of a parliamentarian president and avoided use of his personal power, and he did what his predecessor Svinhufvud had refused to do. In October 1936, he appointed Social Democrats into the government. It became the first of the numerous red soil governments whose main parties were the Social Democrats and the Agrarians, later centrists. He had begun to suffer from health problems already in the winter of 1938, first from a mild hernia. Then he suffered a serious heart attack in January 1939, from which he slowly recovered, and in late August 1940 he suffered a stroke which paralyzed his right hand. He never fully recovered from the stroke, and in late November 1940 he signed his letter of resignation. He was going to retire to his farm in Nivala, a town in northern Finland, but on the evening of December the 19th, 1940, when reviewing a guard of honor at the central railway station of Helsinki, he collapsed and died, falling into the arms of his adjutant, Colonel Aladar Paasonen. He was a devout Christian who often referred to God in his speeches, who read the Bible and other Christian books and prayed often when making difficult decisions. And when he was forced in early March 1940 to sign the harsh Moscow Peace Treaty, which gave most of the Finnish Karelia and certain other regions to the Soviet Union, he quoted freely from the book of Zechariah, saying, "May my hand which is forced to sign such a paper wither." His right arm was paralyzed about 5.5 months later.